Good day, Amherstburg. It's myself, Laura D'Alessandro.
And it's Ron Giofu from the Rivertown Times, back here on the airwaves of CKBG 107.9 The Berg for the Rivertown Times Week in Review.
It's the last Wednesday of the month. I swear to God, yesterday was Halloween and Thanksgiving.
I'm still thinking it's summer out there. Sometimes it's like, where did the year go?
I can't believe it. We only have 3 issues left for the year for 2024, and then we'll be heading into 2025, which means what we've done 49 issues.
About that, yeah.
Wow, that really flew by. Although some weeks feels longer than others. It's officially the Christmas season. Santa came to town last Saturday night. He and I don't know how many other floats did they. Do you have a number for how many floats were in the parade?
Not the entire floats. I'm told 8 bands. There's quite a number. There's just 3 horse acts and just all kinds of entertainment, businesses, just wide range of people and wide range of community groups and just nonprofits and just you name it, they were in the parade on Saturday night. It was, I think it's one of those years I actually had trouble finding a spot to take pictures from. I thought I was going to have to walk right in front of some of the oncoming floats just to get a couple shots, but luckily I found a location safe on the sidewalk or I wasn't too much in people's way. So, and you were in the parade, so you had a totally different perspective.
I was. Like you say, it was a totally different perspective being in the parade this year. I had a couple of my kids and my kids' friends were on the float too, so get to share that experience with them. I actually got a little choked up. I know last week I said parades aren't my thing. I think my tune is changing. When we made the curve onto Richmond Street from Sandwich, all of the people, it sent a little flutter in my heart. My little Grinch heart grew a little bit that day, and seeing everybody that came out, they were 5, 6, 7 deep from the sidewalk, all the people. And my son said it felt like we were back at Disney World. It was really great to see, and the weather cooperated, and Santa made his big arrival and was down at the warming house after. So thank you to all the businesses, all the charity organizations, all the groups, the Windsor Parade Corps, the town of Amherstburg. It was one for the books for sure.
Yeah, I walked up to the corner right before the parade started at Richmond and Sandwich, and like you say, there was just people as far as you could see, just a wall of people. So, and I got some pictures from there, just 1 or 2, but then I found my spot on Richmond Street, and just thousands upon thousands of people it seemed this year. Just a lot of people. Good to see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, turning from that happy news into a debate that was held on Monday night at Town Council that seems to come every year, the debate over open air. It was debated at length and then went to a vote. So it was a 4-2 vote in favor of open air. And the difference being this year as opposed to last year and the year before, this will carry us through to the end of this term of council.
Right. It has become an annual debate, but it won't be an annual debate through the end of the term. The council voted to go ahead with open air in its current 14-week format, Friday to Sunday, for the remainder of this term, which ends in 2026. So that's 2 more years. And it was a 4-2 vote. Mayor Prue by Zoom voted in favor. Deputy Mayor Chris Gibb chaired the meeting as the mayor is away. And he voted in favor. And Lyndon Crane and Don MacArthur, those 2 councillors, voted in favor. Councillors Molly Allaire and Diane Pouget were opposed. And Councillor Peter Courtney was not online for the vote. He participated in the meeting via Zoom, but was not present when his name was called for the recorded vote. So, but it ended up being a 4-2 vote. And open air goes ahead for another 2 more years in its current format. Those in favor said, hey, look, we had 104,000 people last year. It's a good thing. People want it. And those in opposition say, you know what? We still want it too, but, it's a matter of frequency. There's downtown businesses reporting they're suffering. And so we heard the arguments on Monday night. It was a lengthy, spirited debate, as you might say. And it ended up as the 4-2 vote, and they're going to continue on with open air weekends as they have been the last few years. And we'll see how it goes in 2025.
Carolyn Davies, she gave a presentation as a delegate, and I think what she shared was quite well spoken, obviously, as Carolyn is. And I know that you quoted her in the paper, so I encourage everybody to get more information and to read Ron's full story. He covered it in great detail, and it's actually our front page story this week. So be sure to pick up the RTT and get some more information on that.
Yeah, and it took me a while to write. I mean, it's probably well over an hour. I didn't time it, but discussion, another hour and a half, whatever it was, after I got home that night to type it up. So it actually carries over on the 3 pages this week. So I'd like to think it's pretty thorough. So check it out, starting on page 1.
Keeping in the mode of town, the town held their public open house on the 2025 proposed budget. That was last Saturday at the Libro. I kind of caught the tail end of it, but there were still quite a few people. Nice setup put on by the town. Lots of people from different departments. Council was represented quite well. What were your thoughts and the feedback that you were getting there at the Libro Center?
Yeah, it was again the open house format. They had it in the lobby of the Libro, and people would go around and question council members, department heads, and managers and town staff that were there. And some people were just vehemently against the budget. It's starting off with a 5.3% increase. They haven't finished there. They haven't started their deliberations yet. And there's some people that are vehemently against it, and it's a tough times, and we're asking people for more money. Others were okay with it. They just wanted certain projects done. I know I talked to a gentleman who wants a section of Texas Road tar and chipped because he lives in that area. So that was his drawing card for the event. So a variety of different opinions. Some people just want to be there to learn more about the town. So I think we got a little bit of everything on Saturday morning at the budget open house. Deliberations actually start on December 9th. And they run through, if necessary, through the 11th. So we'll start on the 9th, carry through on the 10th. And if they still need time to debate, they will go ahead on the 11th. So we shall see what the final number ends at. Again, it starts at 5.3% tax rate increase. And what goes in, what comes out is, I'm sure, going to be a hot topic of many here in Amherstburg.
And we know you'll be keeping us all informed on that, Ron. And I know this is a happy time of the year for a lot of people, but if you see Ron between the 9th and the 11th, just maybe give him a pat on the back and tell him life will be all right.
Yeah, sometimes these are long meetings with sometimes interesting debates, sometimes not so much, but they're usually full days, and I'm usually glad it's over for another year, but we'll see how happy I am depending on what number they come out with, I guess.
That's when the real work starts for you, eh?
Exactly.
Some unsettling and disheartening news is being reported by the Windsor Police Amherstburg Detachment and the town of Amherstburg regarding some recent vandalism that's been happening in our town parks.
Yeah, some river lights displays and some of the infrastructure, some of the supplies, that maybe that's a better word, that they use, like power bars, splitters, that sort of thing, to power up the river lights have been going missing. And so if you see sections of river lights that are not lit up, that's possibly the reason why. And so the town and the police are looking for information on who may be responsible. I know I was out at after the parade Saturday night, I was talking to some volunteers down by the warming house. They say they had to fix some damage on Saturday morning. They showed up, some displays were taken down. There was one that was thrown into a neighbor's backyard, and that's disheartening. I mean, it's a good time of the year for a lot of people. They want to come down and enjoy the lights, enjoy the atmosphere. And I know it's not confined to just Christmas lights. I know local artist Dennis White, he did the paintings on the range light in the north end of Kings Navy Yard Park, and he reports that there was damage there as well. One of the panels was ripped off. He's going to replace it at no charge to the taxpayer, and he just wants maybe find out who it is, have a chat with them, see if they need to talk to somebody. He doesn't want to report them, but just find out if there's anything going on, if there's anything he can help with. So he's looking to help out. I know the town's looking for information on their river lights displays, so hopefully we can get some answers, and hopefully we can get a stop to the vandalism in town. And these displays are put up, and these pieces of art are put up for the public to enjoy, and they can't if they're being damaged or tampered with in some way. So any information on some of the river lights thefts, call Windsor Police Amherstburg Detachment or get a hold of the town. More information on page 3 of this week's RTT, so make sure you check it out.
The town can be notified at 736-0012. You can use the Amherstburg Police non-emergency number at 736-2252, or you can make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers at 519-258-TIPS. So that's 519-258-8477, or catchcrooks.com. Speaking of cops, they all came together last week for Coffee with a Cop put on by the Amherstburg Rotary Club. That was held at the Bucket List Coffee Shop last week. You and I headed over and had coffee with a cop and a few residents that came out. It seemed to be quite well attended. They had a little table set up with lots of goodies and information about the Windsor Police Services Amherstburg Detachment, and it was nice, and even some firefighters were there.
Yeah, it turned out well, and the Windsor Police does this, I know, in the city a fair bit, and they've this is at least a second, maybe, no, I shouldn't say that. They've had more of that here in Amherstburg, and most recent was last week at the Bucket List. And again, the Rotary Club of Amherstburg, as you say, were sponsored the coffee, so that was a nice move by the local Rotarians. And so it turned out to be a nice night, or a nice day, I should say. In the evenings, last week, they've had to deal with some other matters, but the coffee with a cop turned out okay. On the subject of those other matters, they had some impaired driving charges over the past week, and we just want to remind people to, as the holiday season approaches, please don't drink and drive. Don't get high and drive. If you're impaired in any fashion, don't get behind the wheel. Get a designated driver. Take a cab. stay over where you are or just find other ways to get home. And if you're impaired in any way, again, don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Turning our attention to sports, Admirals have filled the spot that was left in their coaching staff after head coach Bo Hunter was terminated earlier this month with the hiring of their new head coach, Zach Gervais.
Yeah, Zach was behind the bench last Tuesday in Essex. The Admirals lost 3-1, but they were satisfied with how the team played. Zach was an assistant coach with the team, and he's been promoted to the head coach job. I know the general manager, Andrew Sykes, and management feel he's the right fit and the right voice to lead the Admirals going forward. They are back in action. Zach's going to look for his first win behind the bench as head coach this Saturday night. They've had a bit of a break. They haven't played since they were supposed to play last Thursday night on Walpole Island. That game was postponed due to arena issues at the Walpole Island rink. And the Admirals will finally hit the ice again this Saturday night at home. At the Libro Center at 7:30, the Blenheim Blades come to town, so make sure you check out the Admirals and see if Zach Gervais can get his first win as the Admirals' new head coach.
Okay, turning our attention to some things that are going on right now. It's obviously heading into that busy season. As things are gearing up as we get closer to Christmas, we just wanted to give a shout out to a few things that are going on in and around town in the community. The Pathway to Potential Warming House is officially open, and it's serving up hot chocolate every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 5:30 to 8:30 from now until Christmas. The hot chocolate's generously donated by Tim Hortons and is being served up by volunteers from Briarswood Youth Camp. So be sure to get out and check that out and check out all the displays of the gingerbread houses. I covered that on Friday night. The winners, they're listed in this week's paper. It was some stiff competition out there. I am not a gingerbread artist, but I can appreciate one, and there were several. They had quite some good entries.
Yeah, I was there on Saturday night after the parade, and I don't know how they were able to pick a winner. There was a lot of effort put into these gingerbread houses, and the artists did a fantastic job, and make sure you check them out down in the Pathway to Potential Warming House. And as you say, Laura, the Briarswood Youth Camp Optimist Club is out there serving the hot chocolate. They're looking to raise funds and raise awareness of their camp. Of course, that's the camp out on Texas Road. They've come into town to try to, get a little bit of notoriety for what they do and what they offer, and serve you up some hot chocolate at the same time. So make sure you go out and visit with them and warm up at the same time.
And if you've taken in all the lights here in town, or you want to make a night of touring the county, just take in all the lights all over, Holiday Lights and Heritage Nights is well underway in LaSalle. It's running through January 5th, and it's open daily from 5 to 10. I know you were out there and checked that out.
Yeah, well, you were checking out the gingerbread houses last Friday night. I was in the town of LaSalle, meeting with Mayor Crystal Meloche, members of their council, and watching them light the Christmas tree there. So much like River Lights here in Amherstburg, Holiday Lights and Heritage Nights in LaSalle is also open through till January 5th. So make a night of it. Come to River Lights, go to LaSalle, and check out all the Christmas lights in the area, or make a weekend of it. There's enough lights there to marvel at and check out. And two great communities, Amherstburg and LaSalle. And so make sure you check out all the displays and find out what the communities have to offer.
In the Gibson Gallery, they're continuing with their Holiday Artisan Shop. That continues now until the 8th of December. That's Thursday through Sunday from 11 to 5. If you'd like more information, be sure to check out thegibsongallery.org. I want to give a little plug. Harrow United Church, we're hosting our Toonie auction this Friday night. So Harrow United Church is located at 45 Munger Street. So we have dinner, a hot dog or hamburger dinner. It starts at 5:30 and the auction will start at 7. I'm hoping you're coming again.
I will be there. I had a lot of fun last year, and I'll be there again this year. And I believe dinner is $10, so
yep.
which is great deal. I mean, you go to some of the fast food places around the area, and it's a little bit more than that. So $10, I think, is a great deal. And so make sure you head to Harrow United Church. I know I'll be there.
I know last year you won, 10 pounds of popcorn?
I believe so. popcorn seasoning. And
is that what you're putting on your Christmas tree? Every night after council, you go home and you string strings of popcorn to hang on your Christmas tree?
I got enough of it, yeah. So
I can see it.
It's believable.
Also, we want to give a shout out to the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission. They're in the full holiday swing with their adoptive family program. They're also serving a hot Christmas dinner on Christmas Day at noon. For ways to donate or take advantage of the programs that they have, be sure to call the mission. Call Tim, call Violet, 736-9140.
And also check them out online, abergmission.ca, or stop in at 298 Victoria Street South. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. They're always looking for families to adopt this time of year. I know sometimes there's a little bit of stress there. They worry if they're going to be able to help enough. They do a lot to help our community, and but they always want to make sure they're doing more and they're fulfilling the need. So if you can fulfill the need and sponsor a family or just drop off some food or a monetary donation or some gift cards at the mission, please do so. I'm sure Tim, Violet, and the entire team down at the mission would love to see you.
Obviously, the postal strike is continuing, and as I heard today, I don't know if there's really an end in sight right now. So Ron and I took the liberty of putting an ad in the paper. We've shared it on our social medias regarding how we accept payments. A lot of payments we receive do come through Canada Post in the form of a check. So obviously, that's affecting us. We are a small business, and obviously, we rely on money. Who would have thought, eh, Ron?
Exactly, yeah. Money is important.
Right. So we're trying to make it easier, trying to streamline things and make it easier and accessible for all of our advertisers to send in payment. We do know that this is a trying time, and we've all kind of had to shift how we do things. So we're encouraging people, if you can, to e-transfer to sales@rivertowntimes.com. We've had quite a few people call and say, hey, like, how can I make a payment? So if that's you and you'd like to give the office a call at 736-4175, we accept credit card payment over the phone. You can pay directly on your invoice via QuickBooks. Just be sure to reach out and we'll come up with a way. I'll drive and get the check. You can pay me in pennies and I'll come get it. We're just heading into that time of the year, right? So I'm sure this affects a lot of businesses, not just ours.
And if you can drop by our office from 9 to 4, come on in with your check, and that's great. If you can't make it by 4 o'clock, or if you want to do it earlier than 9, we have a mail slot right near our front door, and you can drop your check through there. So we're at 80 Richmond Street in the Heritage Square Plaza. So make sure you stay on top of your bills. We'd appreciate it, and we're just looking to make sure we can pay ours.
We have 3 issues left, guys, before Christmas. That's hard to believe, but all of those issues will be running ads in color. We do have our Christmas greeting ads, which will be December the 18th. So if you're interested in any or all of those weeks of advertising, please reach out to me. Time is running out. We have a small graphic design team, so we'd like to not stress them out too much. So if you know for sure you want to advertise in at least one of those issues, be sure to reach out to me, sales@rivertowntimes.com. And I'm looking forward. We're going to do letters to Santa again this year. That's always a big hit, and to read some of those is really great. So we've got lots of fun things coming up. Be sure to pick up your copy of the RTT or check us out online, rivertowntimes.com.
Absolutely, yeah. And a quick shout out to our drivers, Ken and Louise. They're going around the community as we speak, dropping off papers and newspaper boxes in businesses all over Amherstburg, but not just Amherstburg. We're in Essex, we're in Harrow, and McGregor, and LaSalle. So make sure you pick up your print edition of the Rivertown Times. And failing that, as Laura said, our website is www.rivertowntimes.com.
Just one last thing for me. I want to shout out my brother, Christian Becerra. It's his 51st birthday today. So happy birthday, Pip, as we call you. Hope you have a great day.
Yeah, hopefully it's a great day. Happy birthday, and here's to many more.
All right, Amherstburg, have a great day.
Have a great day, Amherstburg, and see you next week.